You have more sympathy for the criminal than the victim, don't you? Do you know Micah Smith?
Michael Smith, Senator?
Micah, M-I-C-H. I bet the victims of Micah Smith remember Micah Smith. If you don't, Mr. Smith molested a 4-year-old girl, didn't he? Mr. Smith molested a 9-year-old girl, didn't he? This is what you said at Mr. Micah's sentencing. These are your words, not mine. What I can say, you said, is that this is a very tragic situation of a person who has a lot of good in him. A lot of good in him. Having done a very reprehensible thing to 2 young children, causing extreme damage.
Welcome to Liberty Trigger. Patriots, you're not going to believe what I just watched. Senator John Kennedy absolutely lit up a Biden judicial nominee. And folks, it was a bloodbath. This wasn't just a hearing. This was a wake-up call. And if you've got kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, this should make your blood boil. Here's the deal. The nominee, a judge who sentenced a child molester, not one victim. 2, a 4-year-old girl, a 9-year-old girl. Think about that. Tiny kids, innocent, broken for life. And what did this judge say at sentencing? Get ready. Quote, "This is a very tragic situation of a person who has a lot of good in him." A lot of good in him? For a guy who molested little girls?
You have more sympathy for the criminal than the victim, don't you?
Senator, I worked on behalf of victims of crime zealously as a prosecutor. As a judge, I listened carefully to understand impact on victims, and I have always take that into account.
Do you know Micah Smith?
Michael Smith, Senator?
Micah, M-I-C-H.
I don't believe I know a Micah Smith, Senator, no.
Okay. I bet the victims of Micah Smith remember Micah Smith. If you don't.
Senator, there was a defendant I sentenced named Michael Smith.
Mr. Smith molested a 4-year-old girl, didn't he?
Senator, he was convicted after trial of unlawful sexual contact under Maine law.
That's a nice way of putting it.
That was the charge, Senator.
Right. Mr. Smith molested a 9-year-old girl, didn't he?
Senator, again, he was convicted of unlawful sexual contact against 2 children. In that case, I did impose the sentence the state requested.
This is what you said at Mr. Micah's sentencing. These are your words, not mine. What I can say, you said, is that this is a very tragic situation of a person who has a lot of good in him. A lot of good in him. Having done a very reprehensible thing to 2 young children, causing extreme damage. Did I read that correctly?
Senator, in that case, I imposed the sentence the state requested.
Did I read your quotation correctly?
Senator, that I think is a portion of what I said at sentencing. My focus was on.
But the words I read, are they correct?
That's what was reported in the paper, Senator. I have not seen a transcript of the sentencing.
I bet the victims remember, Judge. You might have forgotten, just like you forgot his name. But I bet the victims remember. And then you handed down a sentence. You gave Mr. Smith 12 years, but you suspended 6 of them, didn't you?
Senator, that was at the recommendation of the state because
but it was your ruling. Is that an accurate statement of your ruling?
Senator, I accepted the state's recommendation that 6 years should be suspended so that Mr. Smith would be required to participate in sex offender treatment.
I appreciate the lengthy explanation, but I think it's a pretty simple question. That was your sentence, right?
Yes, I imposed the sentence the state requested in that case.
Are you kidding me? That's when Kennedy stepped in. He asked the question we all wanted asked. Do you have more sympathy for the criminal than the victim? Boom. Silence. Tap dancing. Word games. The nominee couldn't even admit the obvious. And when Kennedy pressed on the sentence 12 years but 6 suspended, the judge tried to hide behind state recommendations. Please, you're the judge. You own that ruling. End of story. And patriots, this is a pattern. Every time, the left treats criminals like victims and victims like afterthoughts. They want you to feel sorry for predators. They want you to see the good in monsters. But they never stop to see the lifelong scars on a child. Justice isn't about second chances for predators. It's about first chances for kids to live safe, innocent lives. That's why I love Senator Kennedy. He doesn't sugarcoat. He doesn't tiptoe. He goes right for the truth. He put this nominee on blast and said what every parent in America is thinking. Why are you defending the predator? That's courage. That's moral clarity. That's leadership. Patriots, this is why elections matter. This is why nominees matter. Because one bad judge can wreck lives for decades. So don't stay silent. Share this video. Talk to your friends. Blow this up. Let Washington know we're not going to accept soft on crime judges. Not now. Not ever. Senator Kennedy didn't just win an argument today. He defended the soul of justice. And if we don't stand with him, if we don't fight back, the people running this country are going to keep putting predators ahead of children. So hit that like button. Drop a comment. Subscribe if you believe in justice for victims, not sympathy for predators. And as always, God bless Senator Kennedy. God bless the victims who deserve justice. And God bless the United States of America.